Hi everyone, welcome to our table Fools as Written. This is session 1 of a new Homebrew D&D campaign, Ascension. 700 years ago, a war between gods and mortals came to a halt with a ceasefire that holds to this day. With that, welcome to Seraphim.
Our story begins in the city of Ratius. Ratius has been around for a very long time. Seraphim itself is an old country. And as most people know, it's been about 700 years since the end of a war between gods and mortals. And it was a war that completely reshaped the land. It was really devastating to the entire country. And you can still see the scars of it around the country of Seraphim. But so much time has passed that much of the war has sort of passed into mythology. There are very few people alive today that experienced that war firsthand. And as history tends to go, it doesn't really determine who's right, it just determines who's left to tell the story. So a lot of it is a mixture of hearsay, mythology, maybe a bit of fact sprinkled in as well. So we start in the city of Ratius, which was around before the war and persists after, and it looks very similar now as it did then. It's a unique design of a city. It's built a bit like a spire. If you're familiar with the Greek coastlines in real life, you'll see a lot of houses sort of built into the hillside and on top of each other. If you take that concept and sort of wrap it into a circle, that is Ratius. It builds up in a pyramid of different buildings and houses all sort of stacked into each other. It looks like if you were to remove one, the whole thing might topple over like a giant Jenga tower. But somehow it persists. And we start the day in the late afternoon on one particular side of the spire. The sun is dipping a bit lower in the sky. Based on the season, that sort of causes the shadows of different buildings on the upper level to dance across the streets of Ratius. And as we zoom in, there are two women, walking along the streets of Ratius who look like they are heading, they look like they know where they're going in a particular direction. And Elle, would you like to describe your character, because you are one of these people?
So you all would see a woman with short brown hair. It's wavy. That is just about above her shoulders. Her skin is pale, but there's a slew of freckles across her face, specifically right across her nose. She looks human and looks to be in her mid to late 20s, and she has this soft, almost motherly smile across her face, but it never quite reflects in her eyes, which are a sage color, and those eyes seem to carry a weight and horror beyond her years. So when she smiles, it doesn't quite crinkle her face, her eyes, where it should. She's dressed simply. She has druidic clothing on, mainly in greens and browns. She's got a hood pulled over her head. But as she walks, you can hear the slightest little clink as something of chainmail sits underneath her clothing. She has a small shield on one of her arms, and the other is actually reaching down to pet a giant wolfhound's head. So she just gives him little nuzzles, little scritches as they walk, and his tongue is just lolling out. He looks like he's having the best time. He's got a very long snoot, and one of his eyes are this dark brown, but the other one is this gold that looks like it glows just slightly. And she's walking with this other woman, and she will... Where are we going? I know you keep telling me the same thing, but you know I don't really like surprises.
And as you speak, this other woman looks up at you, and it's a familiar face. An older woman, human, a bit frail looking, but looks like she might hide sort of a mysterious fortitude about her, like she's a bit more than she appears to be. And she just looks up at you with the sweet, sort of sly smile that she's given you for the past however long you've been walking and just says, "We're almost there. You'll see shortly." And she continues on and looks straight ahead as she continues to walk.
Well, I'm glad one of us seems to know where they're going, my dear friend, because I sure don't. I'm just following you, so I sure hope you do know the way.
Well, the good news is you will know where we're going when we get there. And she continues to walk.
And Ember just nods, shakes her head, and she's following, but you can definitely tell she's keeping an eye out on every little detail she possibly can, and there is a little bit of panic as this is a big city. She doesn't know where she's going. And in her head, she will very quietly, "Kip, do you smell anything off? Does anything seem off?"
And you hear in your head a familiar voice, bit of a happy-go-lucky voice. It goes, "No, I don't think so. Everything seems to be all right." And he sniffs the air a bit and then looks up at you with a little bit of the tongue loll out of the side of the mouth. Like he's a bit at ease, but he's inquisitive as you are.
Okay, well, if something ever seems off, you're going to let me know, right?
I mean, it's as off as these cities typically be. Everything smells a bit weird.
But weird in the way that we're safe.
Yeah, I mean, we're safe. It just smells like a bunch of people.
Yeah, there are lots of people here. And she is constantly trying to cast Hunter Sense on herself, which is a concentration cantrip, and she's trying to make it as quietly as she can, but she just kind of like gives herself little butterfly taps, like trying to make it look like she's trying to calm herself down. But she gets advantage on, or not advantage, excuse me, on perception checks. Any roll lower than a 9 is treated as a 10, as her eyes glow just this slight little bit every time she casts it.
Okay. And as that effect takes hold, if you would roll me a perception check.
First roll, okay. All right, perception. Okay. Ooh, that is a dirty 20.
Okay. So you see a lot of what Kip smells, which is the streets are full of people from all walks of life. It looks like a real melting pot of Seraphim here in Radius on a particularly busy afternoon. But you also see something that has caught Valia's eye, which is a sign hanging above a door, rather unremarkable. It's circular, and hand-painted on it is just a cursive L and E in a very nice calligraphy type style. And as you see that, almost at the same time, Valia says, "And there we are. We're here." And she points it out.
L-E? What does that stand for?
"Oh, you'll see when you meet her." And she just keeps walking. Doesn't even look at you when she responds.
You are trying to be a little trickster, my friend.
You get a bit of a chuckle out of her, but she continues on up to the door.
A little bit of panic, but she does keep on following after her friend.
Okay. And she opens the door to the shop. Do you follow her in? She walks in.
If Valia is walking in, like, Ember's right on her heels.
Yeah. So what you see when you walk in is a very humble type of what you would expect from some sort of like herbalist, healer, alchemist type of shop. You hear sort of a light bubbling noise in the background, like things brewing and boiling. You get a very strong smell of different herbs that sort of hits you all at once as you walk in. And you see a countertop filled with all different kinds of trinkets, like different stones and crystals and geodes and things of that sort, different books, large tomes opened up to different pages. And you see a rather unremarkable, plain-looking human woman behind the countertop that Valia walks up to. She goes, Valia says to this woman, Lai, it's been a long time. Hopefully I'm not interrupting anything, and hopefully you're doing well. And Lai replies, yes, I mean, you know, and in the line of work I'm in, no news is good news. It's a rather slow day, but it's not often we see you in town here and your companion. And she motions to you, Ember, who she is not familiar with. And what can I help you two with today? And at that moment, Valia sort of looks over at Ember and gives a bit more solemn of a look. And she goes into explaining why you're there. And what she explains is that the place where you are from, where Valia is from, the village of Retris, is experiencing a very odd sort of sickness that is affecting people who are elderly or children, very much in those two groups. And she explains that, you know, they've come to try to figure out what is going on. They're the only sort of herbalist or healer they know of, this shop here, and they've come for some type of assistance. And at that point, this woman, Lai, will look at Ember and say, have you experienced anything like this? Are you from Retris as well?
I've seen it as well. It looks like the life is being drained out of them. It looks like it is a sad sight, and we don't know what to do. We don't know what else to do.
And you said it was elderly and children?
Ember will nod.
Has anything changed about the village? Different food sources, different water sources, anything of that nature? And Valia chimes in at that point and just confirms, no, this is a small village. It sort of subsists on its own. We've grown the same crops for decades and same water source. It just seemed to take hold in the past weeks. And at that point, Lai gets a bit introspective again, and she sort of looks across both of you. Looks to see if either of you are exhibiting any of these symptoms, which you are currently not. And she says, you know, in the absence of any changes, I hate to be drastic, but could it be a sickness affecting the land itself?
Wouldn't we be able to tell if it was a sickness of the land or not? Wouldn't that start to affect the crops in the area, their water source, their food source?
Potentially, yes. But when it starts to affect these groups of people, this is what I would call a sickness of the seams, in that it affects people on the seams of life. Children and the elderly. Children having just been born into this world, and the elderly on their way out to give way for the next generation of children. These people on the margins. When I see those type of things, think that any other signs in the village of anything else? Thalia will shake her head. I will say, Ember, you have not experienced anything else beyond that. Those are the only things you know. But if you would, roll me a religion check.
12 plus 11 for a 23.
Okay, that's pretty high. I would say you're very familiar with Tristana, who is the goddess of life. And you could tie together that, absent of any other source of this miasma, there's a growing bit of concern in you that it's not just some type of virus or poison, but it could be something deeper tied to life itself.
Can I roll an insight to see if this lady has any religious relics on her walls? Anything that might make it seem like she will not be hostile with religion coming up?
Let's do insight, because perception, you could see things. They're both wisdom, right?
They are both wisdom.
Let's do insight, though. Yeah.
Natural one.
Oh, my goodness. I will tell you.
You're doing so good.
You do have sight, so you can see that there are things that seem to be vaguely religious around. It's not like you can't see, but you can't really garner her intentions, I guess. And she seems to be speaking in a bit of a reserved tone when it comes to religious matters.
When you speak of the seams, that this is a sickness of land, that this is something other than just a virus, are you insinuating that this could be godly in nature?
She gives you an up and down look. She's going to insight you as well. She also rolled on that one. You guys are really perceptive of each other right now. And she's going to seem very reserved and just say, it's something I would never rule out. I don't want to persuade anyone's personal beliefs, but I believe in the gods. I believe they affect our world. I was named after one myself. So if you're friendly to that idea, receptive to it, then possibly.
I think Ember would start to, like, her breathing becomes a little erratic. Not enough to cause panic. Do you think that it's... Do you think what our great-grandparents and great-great-great-great whatevers used to speak of, do you think that that's coming back?
She was a bit reserved in her tone, and now you see, even with your natural one, a wave of concern wash over her. And at that point, we're going to cut away from there and leave Ember in the shop. And we're in a completely different place now. Now, as opposed to a small, quiet herbalist shop on a street, we are inside of a very busy tavern. And this is definitely one of the main watering holes of Radius, as you would say. It smells very much of alcohol breath, and old wood. You know, if you've walked into like an old shed or something, or an old barrel, you get that sense of old wood. It's a completely wooden, decked out tavern full of rowdy folks from all over. And we focus in on the door, and a new patron has just entered, and it's Trees. Would you like to introduce us to your character?
So it's Emilia. She's human. She's young, late teens looking. Short. She has a very youthful face, plump cheeks, very doll-like, big brown eyes. She has a lot of brown wavy hair that is up in a ponytail. And yeah, she looks very excited to be here. And yeah.
Very cool. So you're at the door. You've just walked into this place, and this is the first time you've been here. You recently got the name of it. You're pretty sure you're in the right place, but it's busy. It's a full evening in there, and you're there for a reason. What would you like to do?
I will go up to the bartender.
Okay. And you see a dwarven fellow. You can barely see over the bar itself. But as he sees you walk up, he sort of pulls over, and you hear this very loud squeak of a stool slide across the floor. And he climbs up on it and he goes, yeah. And just looks at you.
Okay. So she'll smile really big and she's like, hello, sir. Would you happen to know if somebody named Vrax is in today?
He gives you an up and down look.
She's just smiling.
Yeah. You're not our typical patron, are you?
Nope.
You ever been here before?
Nope.
Have you ever met Vrax before?
No, but I was told he works at a black market, but all of the markets I saw, none of them had black tents. So I wasn't really sure where to find him.
He pauses, and it's like his mind is trying to catch up. He goes, "You're real perceptive, aren't you?" Well, Max may be around here. I don't know. We have a lot of people in tonight. He likes to hang out in the corners. So when you're walking to knock yourself out, you want a drink or anything?
Sure.
What's your poison? What you like? We got beer, mead, ale, wines from all over, things that'll burn going down, things that'll burn going down and coming up.
Oh. Well, I certainly don't want poison. Perhaps a water would be fine.
Right, okay, starting slow. I get it. Pacing yourself a bit. And he will grab sort of a wooden tanker and just, there's like this keg off in the corner that almost has spider webs on it, like no one orders water here. And he goes over and he fills it up, brings it back to you and sort of slides it across and goes, that one's on the house. Don't worry about it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
She's going to grab a little water.
Okay, and he goes back to his business behind the bar.
Right. I will find some corners.
Okay, if you would, roll me a perception check. Get a lay of the land of this bar.
Okay. Oh, this is going to go fantastic. His is 16.
Okay, 16's pretty good. It's busy in here, like we've said. You see people from all over. You see groups of elves sort of laughing and partying and drinking fancy goblets of wine. You see a table of dwarves. Some are sort of fallen onto the table or out of their chair behind them in a bit of a drunken stupor. You see one patron sitting by themselves, a flame-haired woman. And then you see a corner of where there seems to be some sort of commotion, but it's hard to see what's going on because most of the corner is blocked by the bodies of a bunch of very large, angry-looking orcs. And you hear a bit of commotion going on in that corner.
I guess I'll go to the noisy corner.
Okay. And as you walk there to that corner, we're going to cut away from the tavern. And we're back out on the streets. And in a bit of deja vu, we have two individuals walking along the streets here. They also seem to know exactly where they're going. A bit of a man on a mission type of gait about them. And Ryan, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah, so that's Malin walking. He's very young, like early 20s. Has black hair, but with kind of like a navy blue sort of pearlescent tint to it as well. Powder blue skin, eyes that are very close to matching. They're just a few shades lighter than the skin tone. He has a white painted line that goes across his face from one cheek over the arch of his nose over to the other cheek. And he's just wearing some pretty lowly, pretty simple robes that look to be a little more fitted, not so much on the baggy side, but white robes, some grays a little deeper in, a few layers back. Just walking through, looks very just careless. Like he's happy to be here and he's taking everything in. and is enjoying his time.
Okay. And the person he is walking with, would you like to describe them as well?
Yeah.
It's someone very familiar to him.
Yes. That's his name is Mervian. Walking right next to him. A fair complexion, brown hair. Probably looks to be in his late 40s to maybe early 50s, just about. Human. Wearing sort of the same getup of the robes, but with a few other like armored places, or at least spots that look a little thicker, a little more durable than what Malin had on. And he has some very, very washed out, sort of green colored eyes. And as Malin is just walking, just taking everything in and enjoying it, he'll quickly snap his head over to Mervian. Okay, wait, so what do you mean you aren't a dog person? Why haven't I known this before? What?
Why would you need to know? Why would I need to tell you if I'm a dog person or not? It just never came up.
Well, what if I wanted to have a dog sometime? Or what if we just encounter a dog? You're just going to ignore it? You're going to say no to a cute nose, to just the furry little body, something that just loves you no matter what? You're just going to say no to that?
I think it depends on the circumstances a bit. I mean, I'm not going to like kick it or anything, but
well, I would
I'm
hope
not going to run up to it. What got this in your head? What is it about dogs lately? You've been talking about them all afternoon.
That we just passed some dogs earlier, and they were adorable, and you had zero reaction. So, I mean, that's a little insane to me.
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit of a one-track mind. You know, we know why we're here. We have our goal. It doesn't involve dogs. And so I just didn't see it as pertinent to the mission.
Would you ever take a mission if it was involving dogs, or would you say no?
How would it involve them? Would it be like they're on our side helping us, or would they be our enemy?
Kind of sounding a little cowardly, like you're afraid of them right now.
Well, you've stumped me a bit. I don't know what I would do. I've never been tasked with holding dogs accountable. I've never been tasked with tracking down dogs that, need to be taught a lesson. You know, the kind of work we do. It's just dogs aren't your typical clientele.
Well, not everything is a job. Not everything is work, right? We have a little bit of a life outside of that, somewhat.
Roll me an insight check, please.
Okay. I'm so glad the first natural one doesn't belong to me. However,
okay.
the third one does.
Okay.
The third natural one does belong to me. For a total of 3.
Okay.
Sorry.
2. His face changes. A bit of the jovialness goes away. You have no idea why. You really can't read it. You're just like, oh man, I guess he really doesn't like talking about dogs. I guess I've kind of encroached on a sore spot here.
He'll just let out a big sigh of just like, oh, maybe someday. Maybe I can convert him to at least appreciate dogs a little bit. And he'll just continue walking, dropping the subject just with the same look of just taking everything in. How close are we to this place? We've been walking a while. I'm a little sore, and I'm just curious.
Well, funny you ask, because here we are. And he points up to it, and you see a sign above the door that is really just like a painted-looking crown. It looks very sloppily painted. Definitely hand-painted, done in a rush, not by an artist. Very much like this is a functional sign that will tell people what we are. And he goes, okay, we know who we're looking for. Mm-hmm. We know they're in here.
Right.
We have to keep our wits about us, our eyes up, and if it gets wild, it gets wild. We've done this before.
Eyes up. Okay.
Okay. And he goes and he opens the door to the establishment and he walks in. And you follow him in?
Behind. Yeah, closely behind.
Okay. And as you walk in, if you would roll a perception check for me.
I'm not going to use that same D20 because that already rolled poorly. Okay. 12.
Okay. It's busy in here. It smells like alcohol and old wood. Very much so. You see people from all walks of life around. You see a younger woman who looks a bit out of place, like this might be her first foray into this type of tavern. You see a very, I don't know if serious is the right word, but a very no-nonsense, flame-haired woman sitting alone at a table as well. You see just the tip of a bartender's head poking out above the bar, and you see a raucous corner of a lot of noise with a lot of big orcs in it that seem to be sort of cornering someone as well.
And I don't think the expression that he had outside of the tavern has left his face, unless directed otherwise. I think he's just following Merv, his father, and just following his lead at the moment.
Okay.
But still looking around, checking corners. I mean, he knows who they're looking for as well, so still scanning for that while we're going about.
Yeah. And Merv will turn to you and sort of under his breath a bit, under the noise of the crowd, and say, let's split up and look around. Grab a drink if you want one, but remember why we're here.
Yeah.
And he will
Eyes
sort
up.
of walk off into the crowd.
Matt will stand around as he looks like he's trying to figure out what his next move is going to be. So he's just kind of standing there, again, scanning. Eventually he'll turn around, go to the bar, since Merv mentioned possibly getting a drink, and he'll lean on the bar, just tap it just to get someone's the bartender's attention.
Okay. And after you tap, you see a little bit of tuft of red hair moving behind the bar, and you hear a squeak like a stool is being dragged across the floor, and this dwarf climbs up on it and looks you right in the face and says, yeah.
I mean, you get drinks here, right? That's what we do?
You're a real perceptive one, aren't you? That is what we do. Do you drink things?
Occasionally. It kind of depends on what it is. Like what do you have right now?
We have a good bit. We've got beer, we've got wine, we've got mead, we've got things that burn when they go down, we've got things that burn when they go down and come back up.
Oh. I don't know if I'm supposed to, and he'll like kind of stand up on his toes trying to see Merv. I assume he's washed out in the sea of people. I don't know if I'm supposed. Do you have like juices of any sort? Like what's on tap? Do you have?
You've stumped him a bit. He's a bit perplexed. And he goes, well, I'm not a botanist, but I think wine is kind of like a juice, right?
I mean, I guess you're not wrong.
And mead's kind of like a juice too, like you juice bees, and I don't know how they make this shit.
Can you filter the burning stuff out of the wine and just have the nice stuff?
Maybe. I'll give it a try.
Okay.
And he turns around and roll me one more perception check if you would.
The fourth natural one belongs to me as well.
Okay, good. So you see him go back. He turns his back to you. Something happens, and he comes back with a goblet of wine and hands it to you and goes, here you go, fresh squeezed, bottled at the source, filtered, whatever.
All the burning stuff filtered out that was left in the bottle?
Yeah, sure. I left it in the back.
Oh, sweet. All right. And he'll take it. Totally just like, yeah, he's telling me the truth. So we'll take it. And he thinks it's juice, so I think he's not gonna sip it. He's gonna like drink it. So,
Okay. Let's roll a Constitution saving throw then.
why? This is just juice.
Yeah.
It's just juice, guys. I don't. 22.
It's juice, yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. You think it's juice? If
Okay.
it's like juice, it's a bit of a. It's got a good little juice flavor to it, though. But it's juice as far as you're concerned.
He'll drink it and get the flavors. Like, maybe this was like, I don't know, past its date or something. But it's fine.
And as you sort of ponder the flavor profile of that juice, we're going to shift over to a table that now two of you have seen that has a lone patron sitting at it. It is this flame-haired woman. And Forrest, would you like to introduce your character who is already in the tavern?
Sitting alone, having just taken the last sip of her wine, is Dasha. She has hair that from a distance kind of looks like it is fire, but as you get closer, you realize it is very fine, ombre orange hair that kind of moves with her because it is just very fine hair. So it starts out a little bit blonde at the roots and grows out orange, then kind of glows into a soft ember at the ends. She takes the last sip and kind of swooshes it around in her mouth. It just did not have the body that number 24 had. Number 26, I call it failure. There's supposed to be so many wines here, and maybe I should switch to mead, ale. The wines are not doing it. 26 seems, there can't be anything that's good after that. And she'll get up, and as she stands, her posture is confident, and she has a very direct look in her eye as she looks at the bar, and as she walks, her chainmail clinks with all 5'3" of her. She has a little blue hood that kind of pops out from underneath, and she's wearing definitely like dinged up gear as she makes her way to the bar and pounds her fist. The 26 was no good. You said you have so many wines, but none of them have the depth, the body. I feel like wine has not gotten better as time has gone on. I try mead now.
And you see, and it's like the bartender's still making his way over to you as you're talking. And you're just sort of talking to like the bar. And he's like trying to catch up with it. He pulls his stool up, he looks at you, and he goes to prepare this sort of nonchalant, non-caring, yeah, but instead he stops and goes, "Can I help you?"
Number 26, it did not work. I did not like it. I try 1, 2, 3. I go in the order. I think mead sounds nice. Unless I can have whatever she's having. Is that wine good? And she points over to the blue person who's just stepped away from the bar.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty good. It's a little like there's a little bit of a kick to it. It might not be like in date, but it's still like I like it. So,
what do you mean wine has a kick? Is it spicy? Let me try it. Bring your cup.
oh yeah, no, this isn't wine, and he hands it over. It's just I think it's just juice. He said he like took it all out. So
He took the wine out of the wine and made you juice.
yeah, like I don't know, like
looks down while you're having this conversation, like he doesn't want to be called out.
yeah, like he filtered it all out. It was really nice. I didn't know they did that, but it was really generous.
I didn't know they did that either. And I'll take a drink. I'm
Okay.
guessing I taste wine.
You taste wine. You do. And I will say it's not a particularly good wine. It's not a very good wine at all. It's cooking wine at best.
There's a word. What am I looking for? For the wine, it is flat, and for you, I'd say gullible. This is wine. And I'll hand it back.
What? And then he looks over to the bartender. What?
Maybe I missed a spot. I don't know.
Oh, that was very entertaining. You should finish it. It's not amazing for the taste, but it does make you feel like there's a fire in your belly. It's going to be lots of good times tonight.
Well, I was hoping you took the burning stuff out. No. Do you want to? I don't want to finish it at this point.
Actually, I do not. You cook with this stuff. It is not good. I'm trying to live a better life. I will take a mead. A good mead, all right? As she turns back to the bar. One for him too. You should try it. Always try new things.
Well, I like thank you, but I'm just not sure that's for me today.
All right, no pressure.
2 meats coming right up.
Oh, wait.
And he walks off
more
as you
for me.
continue.
All right,
he's just-
Gullible. What are you doing here? You don't seem like you spend time in a bar if you are not drinking.
Well, I've been to places like these before, but never to drink. It's usually been on work, and we're just looking for someone. So I was hoping to find them, but instead I was given a bad juice.
For work, you say, are you do you gamble? Do you clean? What is your work if it's all in a bar?
We're like messengers. There's just someone we're trying to find. We're just trying to deliver a message to. And we were told that he was here somewhere. I just haven't found him yet. So
it's a interesting work to look for people, talk to people. I will join you. What does he look like?
I don't think that's necessary. I think you can enjoy mead and maybe find one that you like.
Of course it's necessary. You said you're looking for someone. You obviously need help. You have not found him yet.
I haven't found him yet, yes, but I mean, I think we're pretty good at what we do, so I'm sure we'll find him in no time. It's just, this is the first spot we're looking.
Yes, we will. All right, I have our meads. We are ready to go.
No, not like us. Oh.
Yes, I am Dasha. We will conquer this quest. And I push the meads together.
I'm Malin. Mal's fine. I'm a little afraid, but okay.
And as you say that, we are going to pan over shortly away back to Emilia, who saw this raucous corner. And I believe you said you wanted to go over to it. Is that still the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you go over, you hear the makings of an argument. You hear these big orcs seem to be getting very angry at whoever they're talking to. And you hear this sort of weaselly sort of voice coming from the corner from behind them that goes, listen, fellas. I gave you all I got. There's no more. You don't need it. I got all kinds of cool stuff down in the sewers that I'll give you if you just get off my case about the zest. And these orcs go, no, here's what's going to happen. You're going to give us every bit of zest you got on you, or we're going to take it out your little lizard ass. And they seem to be getting very angry. And if you would, roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. 14.
14. So these orcs are big, but you can sort of sneak a glance between them, and you see in this cornered by them, is this little copperish colored kobold who is the one speaking. And he seems to be completely cornered by these big guys who are very angry at him and trying to get something out of him called zest. And do you want to intervene? Do you want to keep listening? How do you want to play it?
Yeah, I think she's sort of just like trying to peek over them, trying to peek through their arms, because she doesn't really know what Vrax looks like. So she's not going to say anything just yet.
Okay. And you hear the conversation continue a bit, and the kobold picks back up and goes, listen, the stuff's not good for you. I'm all out of it. I promise I would have given it to you if I had it. Vrax is a kobold of his word. There's plenty of other cool things you might be interested in, but we're done with the zest. I don't push that stuff no more. The anger continues from the orcs.
She would have piped up when he said his name and been like kind of like put her arm between the orcs and been like, oh, are you Vrax?
The whole conversation goes silent. And every face in that corner turns and looks at you. And Vrax goes, who's asking?
Oh, I'm Emilia. And she does a little like perfect curtsy. And she's like, I'm looking for someone named Vrax.
Okay, you found Vrax. I don't know any Emilias though. Should I know you? I'm in a bit of a pickle right now. We're just doing a business deal.
And she like looks at the orc. She's like, oh, I've interrupted. I'm so sorry. You can continue your business. I just needed to ask you about something. But you take your time. It's fine. And she'll sort of back up.
Okay. And at that point, I'm going to say, Dasha and Malin, you would hear this raucous stuff happening in the corner as well. And now these three characters, three of our players are in the same place here. And you hear this raucous, angry, sort of building tension conversation going on in the corner.
Does Mal hear Vrax name drop himself? Is that like is loud? Is it? We can hear specifics, or we just hear the commotion?
I would say you hear the commotion. You're pretty far away. I would say if you each want to roll a perception check, it's going to be a high DC, but he did say his name, so let's see if it cut through the crowd noise.
I rolled a natural 20, and it's a +2.
Okay, 22. Nat 22.
I got an 11, so I think you can just pretty much tell us the same thing. I think we got the same stuff here, so.
Yeah, comparable.
Yeah.
Malin, you hear, and Dasha, you hear a lot of the details of this conversation. You hear the name Vrax, and you hear that they're arguing over something called zest. You don't know what it is. The orcs want it. Vrax is saying he doesn't have it, and he will never have it. He's done pushing this stuff.
All right, so there's 4 corners in here. If we start over there, there's a guy named Vrax. He's done with the zest.
Wait. Vrax, you said?
Yeah, right over there in the corner.
Okay.
He says he's done with the zest.
Well, how about I go check out Vrax with his zest, and you can go check one of the other corners that we haven't really laid eyes on yet.
Did I find him? If you're going over there, did I find him? Is that the guy? I found the guy.
No. Trying to be deceptive, but it's probably not.
We are already such a great team. Let's go.
And Malin will set the the cup of juice right on the bar and just kind of gives the bartender just a stare as he's walking towards Rags.
Bartender will take it and sort of throw it behind his back. And you hear it splash and clank.
Just gives a disappointed, not an angry, but just a disappointed, like, come on, man. And
he looks away.
Over to Vrax.
Okay, are you walking over to the corner? What do we... Is that the plan?
We're going to walk up to him, but do we, as we're walking up, can we scan again, see if we see Merv anywhere?
Yeah. I would say, Dasha, you don't know who Merv is or who you'd be looking for. So, Malin, if you would just roll a perception check for me.
Best roll so far of 18.
Okay, you do catch him. He's not in the corner with Vrax. He's sort of on the far. The bar is rectangular. Vrax is in one of the corners. He's on sort of a corner on the long end of it, far away from it, closer to the door. So you see him, but he's not near Vrax.
Is it possible? Is he looking in this direction? Like, is it possible to somehow get his attention? Like that feeling like when you're staring at someone and then that person just subconsciously there's like, I feel like I have eyes on me, and they meet you somehow.
Yeah, if you're trying to do that, I'll roll a perception for him and see how we do. Because he would need to, unless you're going to do something to signal him.
I'm not certain. I had an idea, but
You could scream, you could hold your hand up, you could cast fireball, you could do.
what we're gonna do is we will use prestidigitation. I think
Okay.
I said that right. I never get it right. But we will do a minor sensation of, let's see how to explain it. We'll give him a little bit of a chill coming from the direction that Malin is to Merv. So like say if Mal is on his right shoulder, he'll put a little chill over here on his right shoulder to then get him to look over.
Okay. So we'll make the DC lower for that reason. He knows which direction to look. Okay. He catches you. He sees you. He looks in that direction, feels a little tap, sees you, and you've got his eye now.
Just locks eyes and then Mal points his eyes into the corner that Vrax is in.
Okay, and you see his gaze sort of follow yours around, and he nods his head.
Okay, Dasha. Dasha, how do you usually like to handle things?
What do you mean handle? Like there's you what do you are you going to go talk to him?
Well, yeah.
You said you're looking for him. You talk to people?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go talk to him, but it seems like there's a few people that they don't look the friendliest around him. So I just figured like there might be some altercation of some kind, and I just wondered how you dealt with those things.
You take the situation and you hold it. Hold it tight. It is yours.
How do you deal with the bad guys?
Well, you just knock them out.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I can get behind that.
And as Dasha says that, and you look at this crowd, you see the bad guys. You see these big orcs. You've heard this name Vrax, but standing like right to the side of them, sort of almost wedged in, is this smaller woman who looks completely out of place, but looks very happy to be there. Just like she's like waiting for like, as soon as you're done, I'll talk to you. So this is the situation you both are walking up on.
As we get closer, I'll just like tap Emilia on the shoulder.
Yes?
Are you waiting in line? Why are you over here?
Oh, well, I also need to talk to Vrax, but he's currently dealing with some business, so I'm waiting. Do you need to talk to him too?
Personally, I do not. I have very little skin in the game, but I am helping someone who also wants to talk with Drax. Is he holding court? What is this gathering that's happening?
He seems to be very popular.
I suppose so. Seems like people are angry. You don't have to wait. I mean, we're going to go talk to him. I don't want to budge in. If you're waiting, you should just go do it.
Oh, well, I don't want to be rude.
They're being rude by ignoring you. You have things to say. Go say them. Go.
She would sort of just like back away from it and be like, I'm okay to wait. It's no problem.
Ugh. Malin, are you going to talk to him or not?
Yeah. And he will kind of burst through some of the orcs and just grab Vrax by the arm. Hey, buddy, you don't really know me, but we should probably go talk elsewhere. I see you're in a bit of a thing right here. And guys, turning to the orcs, don't worry, I'll return him. I have something pressing, and we just need to go this way.
And you've caught Vrax unawares here. And he just goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Who the hells are all you people? You're grabbing me. They're busting my chops. We got this girl over here doing ballerina moves and bowing to me. I don't know what the hell's going on there. What do you all want? Can't you seem a little busy right now? And the orcs at that point will say, yeah, can't you see we're a little busy right now?
Look, we're all meeting a lot of new people, and that's a lot of questions, Vrax, which I have no doubt we will have time to answer all of them, but I think we should just take those maybe one at a time. And again, turning to the orcs, maybe if we could just calm down a little bit, just so when we ask the questions, it's a civil interaction.
And one of the orcs that appears to be sort of not the leader, but the most vocal, the one most in Vrax's face, sort of spreads his arms and goes, don't we look civil to you?
No, you look the exact opposite of that.
Okay. So he looks at you and he kind of looks around and he sees this redheaded woman who's walking up. He sees you grabbing his merchant by the arm. He sees Emilia just sort of waiting patiently and being pleasant. And he goes, either Vrax is giving us our zest, or one of you are, or it's going to get really ugly in here. And he pulls out this little puck. And he says, because this is the last hit I got left. And when this is gone, I'm going to need more.
Emilia raises her hand. If you're
He's a
looking
bit dumbfounded. He goes,
if you're looking for zest, I saw a cooking store down the street. People use yes in cooking, right?
Let's see here.
Oh, yes, I've heard that. So much zest in the pastas nowadays. I'll try to help her out.
And in the bread, I think.
There's a silence that sort of washes over the whole corners here. And Vrax looks like he's balancing on needles right now. He's like anything is about to topple at any second. And he doesn't know who's going to make the first move. And you can see this sort of building frustration in the orcs because they feel like maybe now you're working with Vrax and you're trying to sort of run distraction to get him out of a tough situation. So the orc you saw pull out that puck. A lot of the other ones do the same thing. And it's this small, white little stone-looking thing. And one of them says, well, if none of y'all have our zest, and you're trying to get your little friend out of this, well, we just can't let that happen. And not simultaneously, because they're orcs, they're not coordinated in any way, but they all start to smash these pucks that they have in their hand, and it creates sort of this powder-looking substance. And they start to rub it on their tusks and their gums. And if you would, all three of you, Dasha, Malin, and Emilia, roll me a perception check as you watch what happens.
6.
Okay.
8.
Okay. You sort of see a general malaise come over them. You don't notice any specific features, but it's like there's a sudden calm, like they're getting this euphoric high from this stuff touching them in their gums. And then suddenly it's almost like glass shatters and they snap. And let's see where we would be positionally. Yeah, Dasha. will you please roll me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, yeah. Up. Let's see. 18.
18. Okay. One of these orcs turns and looks at you, and you see this rage in its eyes, and it charges at you. And you are able to get out of the way with that 18. Good roll. You get out of the way of it. He's not able to stop. He continues going on. He continues. He smashes through the bar. Wood spinners fly everywhere. He smashes through the brick stone wall behind the bar. And he smashes into an herbalist shop where Ember is standing. And Ember, you see this giant gray orc that's high on some sort of terrible substance smash through the wall and look right at you.
Looking straight at Ember, not of anyone else.
Looking sort of disoriented, but looking around, sees you in the room. Looks angry. Looks sort of out of his mind.
Kip? This doesn't smell familiar, does it?
He smells all right, but not familiar.
Folly, I think you need to leave.
And that's when we're going to go into combat. I will say now, Ember, you want to roll a perception check for this. You see this wall tear down behind it, and you see it open up into this tavern, this bar room, essentially. You see a bit of a trail of destruction behind it, but you can now see through. This entire wall is pretty much gone, and you see a tavern full of patrons, people drinking. But at the moment this thing smashes through the wall, it gets incredibly quiet, and you all hear this silence sort of fall over the entire tavern. And then, almost in unison, you hear this one loud collective squeak as everyone's chairs slide out away from their tables, and they all stand up and they all start fighting each other. You essentially just initiated a free-for-all bar fight.
Oh, Lord.
And if you would, everyone roll initiative for me. And we're going to say it was purple that ran over here. And Elle, I hear you laughing from the other room. What's good?
I got a nat
roll?
1.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
We've been playing for how long? There's already been 5.
5. The fifth one and the first one belong to me.
It's like every 12 minutes. That one.
And Kip got a 13.
Kip got a 13, okay. At least Kip gets to play. Before Ember. Okay, what else do we have?
I got a 15.
15 for Emilia.
I got a 16.
16 for Malin.
A 7.
7 for Dasha. And Dasha, what is your dexterity?
Let's see. I have a +2 to dex with the score being 14.
Okay, +2. So you will go before them. Our order will be pink at the top, followed by Malin, Emilia, green, Kip, purple, Dasha, red, Ember, blue. Okay, and we'll kick it off. Pink is first, and Emilia, you are closest, and Pink is angry. Pink's going to walk right up to you, and he's got this big great axe. He's going to take a swing at you.
Sick.
Yeah, and they're kind of non-discriminate at this point. Again, you can see something has sort of snapped in them after they took whatever this narcotic-like substance is. I'm sure a natural 1 does not hit, does it?
Unfortunate, but no.
No, we're going to see if he actually hits one of, or maybe himself. Let's see.
Goodness.
Oh no, he does hit himself, and he hurts himself.
Doing
He
good
hurts
so
himself
far.
a lot. Yeah, he hurts himself a lot. So he goes to swing for you. You're pretty nimble. And he's also very intoxicated right now. And he swings down at you, and as he misses you, it goes right into his big toe, practically chops it off. And he lets out this terrible howl of pain. And that's his turn. Malin, you are up with Emilia on deck.
Okay. How tall is the room we're in?
The room you're in is maybe about 20 feet tall or so. The orcs stand about 8 feet tall or so. I would say 20 feet. So not a super high ceiling. It is a flat ceiling. It's not arched in any way.
Okay. Does it look like the one directly in front of him? I think that's red.
Yes, it is.
Does it look like he has any ranged weapons, or is it just like a kind of an axe following suit of the other one?
You do see he has this sort of javelin type thing on his back. He's not currently wielding it, but he does have one.
Okay. We will cast levitate on this guy that's right in front of us.
Okay.
That is what is it? I think it's a con save. Yes, con save.
Okay. Let's see what their con is. Pretty good. So he rolled a 14.
Okay, so he fails. It was a 16.
Okay.
So he's gonna now surrounded by prismatic wisps, we'll say. Prismatic wisps that take him all the way up to the ceiling, and he is back flush with the ceiling, just floating there now.
Okay.
As he floats up, Malin will just put up the disappointed parent finger, like, ugly started when you walked in. And just leave him there floating.
Okay, and you see he's sort of completely bewildered by this, but still angry, almost drooling at this point as he's floating in like air prison in front of you.
And just to throw out some mechanics, he still is able to attack if he has the ranged weapons.
Okay.
He can also move if he's pulling himself along like the ceiling, if he can find something to grab, but it's slow.
Okay. What is his movement speed if he were to move? And you say he like moves along the ceiling?
Yeah, if he's just finding something to grab, let's see, he can. I had it earlier. What's that? I think it counts as difficult terrain.
Okay.
Technically.
Makes sense. Okay. So you have levitated this angry orc up into this very dirty, hasn't been dusted in a very long time, ceiling of this bar.
And we're staying right where we are, and we're calling it at that.
Okay. There we go. Emilia, it is your turn with green up.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on the pink one in front of me.
Okay. Is that a save?
Yes, it's a wisdom save.
Okay, wisdom save. They are not very wisdomous.
I'm hoping.
That's the wrong die. Wow, what a new mistake. A 3.
They fail. Okay.
They
So
fail.
they are...
What happens?
Oh, wait, sorry. They have advantage because we're fighting them. Sorry.
Okay. So they have advantage. Let's see.
Yeah.
A 17.
It passed.
Okay. But what does it look like as you try to do that?
She'll probably just sort of like hold her hand out at them. And she'll be like, that wasn't very nice. And then attempt to charm them.
Okay. And as he fails, he'll sort of snarl in your face and say, I'm not a real nice person.
Do you roll the wild magic or do I roll the wild magic?
You can roll it.
Oh, lordy. 15. So I'm good.
Okay. So you're good. You're in
Lit.
full control of your arcane senses.
Awesome. I will, I suppose, stay where I'm at. Yeah, okay. That's it.
Okay. Now green is up, but first what we're going to do is I've assigned you each a number. We're going to roll a d4 here. See who it lands on. It's a 1. That is Ember. No, sorry, that is Dasha. Dasha, if you would, please roll me a dexterity saving throw.
13.
13. Okay, that is a pass. As you're in this raucous bar fight, you barely dodge out of the way of a full tankard of meat that comes flying at your face. And you, because you passed the check, you're able to dodge out of the way. It does not hit you.
You're wasting good drink.
And as you say that, Green, who's angry, obviously, is going to charge up to you because he sees sort of pink and red engaged. He's going to come up and he's going to take a swipe at you, Dasha. And to hit, that will be a 21.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will be 12 points of slashing damage as this axe blade connects with you.
Okay.
Okay, and after Green, he's going to stay there. He's going to stay put. He's angry. Kip is up. And Kip has this big orc right in his face, just like Ember does.
Okay. With Kip being up, Kip is not really a fighter, and he doesn't quite know what to do, so he will try to run up to this orc. And does it have some kind of cape or legging or something like that?
It's got some sort of loose pants on, yeah.
Okay. He's just going to try to tug at it and just growling
Okay.
at it.
Okay, so he's going to he's an ankle biter. A big ankle biter,
He's
more
a big.
or less.
Actually, he's probably tall enough. He'd probably be pulling at the belt.
Okay, so he's pulling, he's literally trying to pull this guy off his feet, maybe, or just distract him in some way.
Yes, so he's going to use the help action in combat.
Okay, and so you see him just charge bravely up to this angry, frothing orc and start pulling at his clothing. Going to distract him. And it is actually Purple's turn. And Purple sees that. And he looks down at Kip. And he looks up at Ember and goes, "Is this your dog?"
She just stares him down, and it's like a motherly stare of "I'm disappointed." Don't you dare.
And as you say that, I, the DM, feel like I'm in trouble, but he does not. And he's going to take a swing at Ember. Does an 18 hit?
Oh, it just does.
Okay. That will be not too bad. He rolled a 1 on the dice, only 4 points of slashing damage as it connects with Ember.
And I think as she gets hit, she's panicking a little bit.
Okay. Does she any outward signs of display of that, or just
Just erratic breathing. Can't quite catch her breath.
okay? With Purple's turn, Dasha, you are up with red on deck after that. Well, Red's not on deck. He's on the ceiling, but he's next.
The one that just hit Dasha.
Yes.
Oh, I did not like that. So we were just trying to have a conversation. It's his job. She was waiting. Now you all just... It's so dusty in here now. Ugh. And she is going to... just look down at the orc, put her meat down. Really don't like you. And whenever she says those words, her hair kind of like floats up like a flame and then comes back down to her shoulders as she casts Vow of Enmity. And she's gonna pick up a chair and smash it over his head.
Okay. How does that work? Is it a save, a roll to hit?
So Vow of Enmity, basically I get advantage against the target.
Okay.
So yeah, he doesn't have to do anything. If I can see him, I just have advantage, but I can only do this on one creature at a time.
Okay. And is it a persistent effect?
Until he drops to 0 HP.
Okay, so you will have advantage on him.
All right. It is a... Let's see, this is with chair. So I believe that is a 16, because I don't add my proficiency to it.
Okay, a 16 hits. So you smash this chair over Green's face, or whatever you want to hit him with.
That's probably like a D4, right? Improvised weapon?
Yeah, I think that's what an improvised weapon is, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Do a
it's
D4, smash a chair.
Strength modifier, yeah. All right, that is a 6 for chair damage.
Okay, 6 points of chair damage to Green.
Yeah.
It hits hard.
After, does the chair break?
Let's see. I'll roll for it. Evens it breaks, odds it doesn't. It does not break. I rolled a nat 1.
With her second attack, she comes down with the chair, but then comes right back up under the chin.
Okay, double chair attack.
Double chair. It's a 15.
Double chair. 15 meets it, beats it.
Oh, okay. Another 6 points of damage.
Okay, so Green is looking pretty roughed up by this chair damage right to the head and to the chin.
And I think what she's going to do... Let's see. Yeah, I think she'll just look at him and drop the chair and then just shove him.
Okay. Is that it's a strength
bonus
save,
action.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. He rolled, let's see, a 5 on the die plus 3. He rolled an 8.
Okay. I rolled a 21.
He definitely gets shoved. How far did you shove him? Is it like 5 feet or?
I think it's 5 feet unless you have a feat that makes it go further.
Okay. So you smash a chair over and under this thing's head and then push him backwards. And he stumbles backwards. He's sort of shaken up by the chair to the face. He looks a bit dazed.
Yeah. She just smiles. And that's her turn.
Okay. Let's see. Let's roll this one. Emilia, if you would, please roll me a strength saving throw.
Okay. It's a solid 7.
Solid 7. In the excitement of this bar fight, there are people all around you fighting. You get sort of pushed into by this group of people who are sort of wrestling locked up. And you get pushed away 5 feet and you fall prone.
Dang, coach.
So we'll put you back here and you are prone. No damage though. No damage. Okay, it is now Red's turn. Red is levitating. Ryan, you said Red can still attack, but is there any sort of disadvantage to it or anything?
It doesn't mention any disadvantage. So as long as he has a ranged weapon or can find a way to close the distance, then it's, I think, same old, same old.
Okay. He looks a bit out of his element, floating. It's not something he's done often. He does reach on his back and he pulls this javelin off that he has. He only has one of them, but he will try to throw it down at you.
Okay.
And to hit, that will be a 15.
Misses.
It misses. So this thing sort of smashes and stakes into the floor beside you, but it does not connect with you. And he's not really going to move. He's a little bit out of his element again, floating on the ceiling. But it is now Ember's turn with Blue on deck after that.
Okay. Ember is going to reach into one of her pouches and pull out a nail and flick it at Purple and cast Hold Person.
Okay. A nail, like a metal nail that you would...
It says it requires
construct.
a small piece of iron, a thin piece of iron, straight piece of iron, excuse me, to cast Hold Person. So she just tosses a nail.
Okay, there we go. And that is, he makes a save, doesn't he?
He does. He needs to make a wisdom save of a 16.
He rolled a 12. He does not pass.
Okay. And as she casts that and throws that piece of nail, stop. And then she's going to look at, what's her name? Lyra?
Lie.
Okay. He destroyed your shop. You may handle him however you wish.
She looks completely wild-eyed right now. She doesn't know how to handle an orc, but she's sort of going with it, and she just gives you a quick curt nod, and then she crouches down behind her shop counter.
Oh, I'll deal with him later. And she's going to start walking 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, kind of get behind the bar and see what's going on, and she's calling Kip with her.
Okay. And Kip has to move on his turn, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
But you've given him a command to follow you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and as you walk through you're behind a bit of a bar that does exist, but I'd say you're sort of on the edge of what hasn't been smashed up. Behind the bar. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Let's see. I will cast Sanctuary on Kip. It is not a concentration spell, so they have to beat my wisdom save DC in order to attack Kip.
Okay. And what does it look like as you cast Sanctuary?
As she casts Sanctuary, it's like her eyes glow this sunshiny, bright, happy yellow for just a moment as this spell just comes from her fingertips, makes its way down her arm through her fingertips, and looks like it just caresses Kip. But with Sanctuary, are we using legacy rules or are we using 2024 rules? Because the description is slightly different.
Let's say this. Does anyone else in the party have Sanctuary? I don't think so. Okay, cool. Which one do you prefer, Elle?
I like the legacy one because it allows you to cast spells as long as it is positively affecting your party. 2024, if you do anything, it cancels it out.
Okay, yeah, I kind of like the old one too. And my opinion on 2024 versus 5e or however you name them is I don't care which one we use as long as for spells we all use the same one. So since you're the only one casting sanctuary for the foreseeable future, I'm cool with using the legacy one.
Okay, thanks.
Cool, yeah. So he can do helpful things. He just can't take aggressive action without breaking it.
Yes, and neither can I.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else you want to do with your turn? That's your turn. Okay, moving on to blue and then back to the top of the order with pink. Blue sees his comrade in anger floating on the ceiling, and he saw Malin do it. So he's going to run up to Malin, angry, drooling, and take a swipe. Does a 16 hit Malin?
It does not.
Okay, so he misses as well. Takes a swing. He's angry. It's not his most accurate swing, and he misses. And he's going to stay put from there. Back to the top of the order, we have Pink here. Pink sees that Emilia got sort of shoved down to the ground in the bar fight that's going on. He's going to run up, and he's an orc. He wants to fight people who are, he kind of loses sight of Emilia. I'll say that's probably the best way to put it. She's sort of shuffled along the ground as people's feet and bodies all around her. So he's going to switch his focus over to Dasha and take a swing at her. Does a 23 hit? I think it's so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That is 11 points of slashing damage.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
As that axe cuts deep. And that is his turn. Malin, we're up to you with Emilia on deck.
Cool. Mal will move 5, 10. Right here, does that still count within melee?
Yeah, you're still within
Yeah.
melee of which one? Blue or red?
Of a blue.
Yeah, you're good.
Cool. I don't know how this will work. So DM, you tell me if this is okay. We want to move over there, just weave out of the axe that just came for us a second ago, and just kind of slide over to that point. We're going to break concentration on levitation. So red starts slowly falling.
Okay.
But as he's falling, Mal is doing like these kind of anticipatory, like just hops, like he's ready to do something. And as soon as red gets about to the same level as where green is, he's going to Eldritch Blast and try and push him into green.
Okay.
If that's okay. I don't know if that would work.
Yeah, so let me understand. So red is falling, and you're going to try
Yes.
to push him into green.
Yes.
Okay. You can certainly try. So I guess the roll to hit is going to be on red.
Yes. And there's
Okay.
2 beams. We got an 18 and a 21 to hit.
Okay, an 18 and a 21, those both
Yes.
hit.
Sweet. For a total of 23 force damage total. And where the push comes in, repelling blast, we're going to try and repelling blast them, like I said, right into green. I don't know if that does anything, but I wanted to try.
Yeah, what does the repelling blast text say?
Pushes them back. When hit with an Eldritch Blast, pushes them back 10 feet. Yeah, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can push the creature up to 10 feet away from me in a straight line. I don't know. I was hoping to come at it from a diagonal as a straight line. If that doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But
Yeah, so what if red gets pushed back into green? Who gets pushed back a little bit further? Like that.
sweet.
Yeah. And remind me again, how much was that damage on red?
It was 8, 5, 20, 23 force damage total.
Okay, 23 force damage. Gotcha.
as the levitation ends, like I said, red slowly falls, and Malin shoots off a couple very prismatic in color beams of that is the Eldritch Blast, shoving him right into green.
Okay, and that hurts. Red gets hit really hard with that force. And green is sort of put off his feet and stumbles backwards as well as you pull off this sort of mid-air maneuver on red, pushing back into green.
And then that'll be all.
Okay, and it is now Emilia's turn.
So to get up from prone is just half my movement, or is that my whole action?
No, just half movement to stand
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Cool. I will do that. I guess I'm going to try to attack the pink one in front of me with my rapier.
Okay,
Okay.
go for it.
12 to hit?
12 unfortunately does not hit.
Dang it. Okie dokie. Okay, that's it.
Okay, anything bonus action? Anything else you want to do?
No, I'll save that for later.
Okay, I like the sound of
Fizzle.
that. Cool. So now it's green with Kip up on deck after that, but as we're in the middle of a bar fight, Ember, if you would, please roll me a strength saving throw.
Okay. That is a 7 minus 2 for a 5.
A 5. Okay, you didn't necessarily see this, but it is a similar experience to what Emilia just had, where there are a lot of bodies moving around here, and you get sort of overtaken and shoved down back on like your hands, and as you fall down behind this bar, and there's a lot of bodies around you, sort of trapping you in this space, and you feel trapped as you lay prone there on the floor, and that triggers something in you.
Okay.
Would you like to roll for that?
I would. What do you want me to roll?
I would like you to roll. It is a D6, if you would.
A 6.
A 6. So I want you to tell me exactly how this sort of plays out. But an overwhelming sense of confusion washes over you as you find yourself pushed down behind the bar on this dirty tavern floor. And you feel this familiar sense of being trapped. And these hallucinations and confusion sort of take over you. How does Ember react to something like that?
With being confused and feeling as if she's trapped, she's sitting on this floor, and it's like the vision of the bar and the vision of something else just keep back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, shifting between each other, as instead of seeing crowded bar fight, she starts seeing a scene of a confined tiny cell where everything is cramped, everything is dark, everything is confusing, everything doesn't quite make sense. And I think she starts kind of coming in on herself, and she can't quite catch her breath. And I think Kip would start to sense that as well. But she starts to hyperventilate on the floor, and then she'll do something next turn.
Yes. And I will say, for the purposes of the mechanics, you and Kip are very close. I will not count Kip in that situation. That would mean if Kip doesn't count, you can tell who the target would be. Hopefully I'm not being too nondescript. I think we're on the same page.
I think so.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that'll happen on your turn. And green is up. And where is green at? Green's down here. Green sees Emilia get up. Green's going to run up and start swinging. Oh no, 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. That is not a great
fine.
roll by him. 6 points of slashing damage as this axe does connect with Emilia.
I'm not wearing any armor, so.
Okay. And that is Green's turn. Kip is up with Purple, who is currently being held in place on deck.
With confusion, I think concentration drops.
Okay. We can do that.
So that whole person, I think, is gone, but Kip is sanctuaried. Kip had the idea to try to find if anyone was hurt or bleeding as we're in the middle of a bar fight, but with what just happened, I think is rushing here to try to help her out of it.
Okay. But with Kip moving out of melee range,
He would need to succeed a Wisdom 16 saving throw in order to hit Kip.
he doesn't know that that's in place. He's going to try to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So with 16 wisdom saving throw. He rolled a 10. He does not pass.
Okay, so Kip is able to just run.
So he takes a kick at Kip because he's an orc. He's going to kick dogs. They're terrible. But something sort of sways his aim. Something he's not sure of because he didn't pass the check. But he's unable to connect with Kip as Kip runs over to Ember. And what is Kip going to do?
I think he's using his help action to try to get her out of it.
So you'll have advantage on the save then. Kip will be able to help bring you out of it. Cool. So that is Kip's turn.
That is Kip's turn.
Okay. Purple is out of being held. Tried to hit Kip. Couldn't for some reason. He will run over and start attacking Ember.
Okay.
And Ember is prone. So I believe that's advantage. Yeah. He did not roll well, though. Does an 11 hit. Okay, that's with advantage. So he doesn't have a great aim right now. He does miss. And that'll be all he has to do. Move on to Dasha with red on deck.
Yeah, Dasha just looks at pink and looks at green. I like this tavern and you're getting it all bloody. And she's going to take out her halberd and she's going to move around this guy to just wail on green.
Okay.
And does she get flanking because I'm right there?
Yeah, I think that position's okay. We'll do it.
Awesome. Yeah, 15 to hit.
Okay, 15 hits.
All right. Up. That is 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage on green. Okay.
And I'll take a second attack. It is a 23 to hit.
That'll definitely do it. Yeah.
And the damage is 6 points of damage.
6 points. Okay. Green is looking rough. Green's been roughed up a lot.
You could just leave. You didn't come to tavern to drink. Makes sense to leave.
He'll turn to you with this sort of drooling snarl on his face and say, "We're not leaving till you're dead."
I'm really not that scared of death, so
Visible confusion on his face at that remark. It doesn't sort of meet the standards of his simpleton brain. Enemy is supposed to be afraid of death.
And that's
Okay.
my turn.
Is that your turn? Cool. Okay. So red is up with Ember on deck, but because we're in a bar fight, Malin, if you would, roll me a dex saving throw.
Oh no, don't do that. 18.
18. You pass again. This time a wine bottle flies towards your face, and you're able to nimbly dodge out of the way as it goes sailing past you and hits some other random patron in the back of the head as it shatters, but it doesn't hit you.
Just watching as the bottle flies by. Juice! Oh, as it hits the person.
Yes, and the person it hits is covered in juice and also bleeding profusely. Okay. Red's turn. Red is prone, fell down, got pushed back. Red's going to stand up. And because he got pushed, he's upset. He's going to use the rest of his movement to run up to Malin and take a swing. Okay, Malin, that is a 17 to hit.
Misses. Misses as well.
Misses. Okay. Malin is nimble, so this axe again swings wide as he's angrily going after you. Blue's turn. No, sorry, Ember. Ember, you are up.
Okay.
And how does this play out?
Would you, so she can tell who Kip is, since they have a close relationship, would you allow her
Yes.
to grab Kip?
What do you plan on doing with Kip? Yeah.
Okay, so she's prone on the floor, being squished by all of these bodies. She's going to grab Kip, pull him into her lap, take her body, cover his, and she is just going to shrilly scream, "Get away from me!" And she is going to cast Tremor at 3rd level. And that gets everybody, everything within 15 feet, a circle around her.
Okay. Now it's a bar fight. Okay. So 15 feet all around her. It looks like it's just going to be purple. How does this play out?
So Tremor, everybody but me, has to make anybody within that 15-foot emancipation or emanation, whatever, everything begins to shake. So this whole bar starts to shake like there is a earthquake happening. Things starts to fall off of the bar. Some of the splinters in the floor will start to split. And everybody needs to make a... what is this? It is a... dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Also, hopefully our neighbors don't think something bad's happening.
It's not the first time we've screamed at the top of our lungs. A 6. How does a 6 do on that save?
Oh, a 6 does fail because he needed a... Well, actually, it doesn't say what the save is. I'm assuming it would be my spell save. All right.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Spell save is a 16, so he fails. He takes 3d6 of bludgeoning damage, and also everybody, the bodies around her also take 3d6s.
Okay, this is about to get really violent. So we'll do the 3d6 if you want to roll for, I guess roll for all of them. They all take the same 3d6, right?
Okay, 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, 12 points on purple. And what were you going to say?
And if they fail, they do fall prone. And I have something else.
Okay. I will explain what you see around you as you scream and cast this spell that literally shakes the earth around you. And this is an orc. He's a big, tough guy, but definitely hurts him as sort of the floor smashes up. Things fall into him. Maybe a keg or something falls off the wall and hits him. He takes a lot of damage from it. The people around fighting are literally just people out here. They don't have the fortitude of an orc. So you see them all start to fall around. Some of the splinters from the floor shoot up and jab into someone's leg. Another person falls down and a keg literally slides off the shelf and falls onto their head. And you see sort of scenes around this as everything is shaking around you and just sort of massacring the patronage of this bar in a 15-foot radius around you.
But with being confused, does she see that?
Someone in their right state of mind would see that. I can't say Ember would see that, no, because you're sort of looking inward holding Kip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, and since she still does not see this, and she's confused, she doesn't know where she is, she's going to use her bonus action.
Just say it.
So she's going to use her bonus action, and her still holding Kip. So if you would allow this, protecting Kip with everything she has, she starts to glow this like sickly green. Her mouth starts to release this light. Her eyes turn this sickly green, not like a pretty green, like a sick patina green that means something just isn't quite right. And she sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. And at the end of each of my turns, each creature within 10 feet of me takes an extra 3 points of radiant damage. There is no save.
Okay. There's no save. They just get blasted by light. Okay. So you do this, and this light emanates from sort of the shape of Ember and Kip on the floor behind this bar. And there's really not much bar left at this point with all the trimmering and all the smashing through the walls and everything. But this radiance, again, sort of hits people around you. And though Ember may not see it, what does it look like when something takes this radiant damage?
I think with this, as it's shining through her eyes, through her mouth, and this sickly green just spreads through this tavern, it's almost like light that's too hot. So I think it burns.
Okay. So that's the effect it will have, particularly on Purple. Purple will take that damage. And some of the other patrons around, it's almost like this white hot burn on whatever part of them is facing you. Some of their clothes might briefly catch on fire as well. What else would you like to do with your turn?
Do I get to roll my save now?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your save. And we'll say, because it's a mental thing, let's do a wisdom save.
Okay. That is a 17 plus 8.
Yeah, I would say that definitely beats it. You're good. You are able to snap out of that state of confusion, but the damage is done. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I think she's just going to sit there in shock.
Okay. It is Blue's turn with Pink on deck. Blue is wondering what the bloody hells that was. And as he sees that shaking going on, he's actually going to run over that way. And he is moving out of combat range of Malin if you would like to make some sort of opportunity of attack.
It's just unless I have like something like Warcaster, it's only like a melee attack, right?
Yeah, it's like a normal main hand weapon. Yeah.
We'll try and throw a little punch, but we're not good at this.
Okay.
We're really not good at this with the 4.
A 4. I mean, it looks like you're really trying to sock him, but he's already gone by the time your fist has punched.
I just realized even if I punched him, it would have dealt 0 damage.
You big jerk. Yeah. So he runs off before he can do that. He's running over really to see what's going on. He doesn't see Ember and them down behind the bar. So that's actually just going to be his turn. And now it is Pink.
Oh, real quick.
Pink.
He walked within 15 feet. He has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, so the tremor is still going on?
It goes
How long does it last?
for 1 minute.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, everything is still rumbling, and yeah, he's a dumbass. He just ran right into it. He rolls his dex save. How does a nat 1 look?
Like 5, 9, 10, 11 points of bludgeoning damage and prone.
Oof. Okay. Bludgeoning damage and prone, 11 points. Okay. He's not looking great. He's hurt as well running into it. And he's fallen prone. And it's now Pink's turn. Pink is right here in the thick of this sort of brawl they have going on. Pink and Green and Dasha and Emilia. We're going to see who he wants to go for. He's going to take a swing at Emilia. Does a nat 1 hit? I don't think it does it?
So close, but
no. So we're going to roll and see if he hits himself or he hits his friend. Because he rolled a nat 1, there's not going to be a chance of him hitting Dasha. We're just going to see if he hits himself or his friend. And this is Pink. He hits himself. So as he goes to swing for Emilia, very nimble, moves out of the way. He swings down into his shin and finds purchase with the blade of his axe into his shin. And you hear a bit of a bone splinter crunch as he connects there. And he does deal himself 11 points of slashing damage.
I have that effect on orcs, apparently.
That's true. That's the second one that's tried to hit you and ended up smashing their own leg in some way. First a toe, now a shin. And all you wanted to do was talk. So it is now Malin's turn with Emilia. You're on deck after.
So purple is prone right now, yeah?
I think purple and blue are prone, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Okay. And I would assume that we would all hear the scream, Ember. Screamed?
I think you would hear whatever was screamed throughout the bar. And obviously you would see the after effects of an earthquake in the middle of the bar too.
I guess he'll take a look in that direction, but if he can't see, I assume everyone is kind of hidden behind the bar since they're prone. I would guess.
I would say you'd be able to see blue. There's not much bar left between your sight and purple, so you could see purple as well. And I think you would just have line of sight on sort of a mound of person and dog on the floor beside purple as well, because a lot of that bar has been smashed up and is gone.
Okay. I think hearing the scream and then the earthquake coming from that direction, I think he'll shoot. He'll go with 2 Eldritch Blasts again. One hitting purple, and then one hitting red. That's right in front of him.
Okay. For red, is that considered a ranged spell attack?
Yeah, so it would be at disadvantage, right?
I believe so. For reds, yeah.
Okay. For red, we'll do reds first. Is a Dirty 20 to hit.
That does hit, yes.
For 10 force damage. And I did wonder, I wasn't sure how you would do this. For repelling blast, do I choose just one of them to push, or do both of them, or do I have to hit the same target to push?
Let's see what the text says.
It says, where'd it go? When I hit a creature with an Eldritch Blast, you can push the creature up to 10 feet away from you in a straight line. That's all I have.
I would say for each of them then, because it is an Eldritch Blast, but there's 2 blasts. So yeah, if you want to push red, you can push red. And then if you want to push purple, if you hit him, you can push purple.
Cool. Well, then we will push red. He'll just go south. Just the 10 feet south.
10 feet as he goes stumbling backwards.
And then for purple, he's just assuming that I don't think he knows where the earthquake came from, that he heard a scream and that someone might need help. So that's why he's turning into shooting one. For 23 to hit.
23 definitely hits.
For 12 force damage, and pushing him as well. I think he would technically only go 5 feet if the wall's still there, but
the wall is not there. We'll put him back here, 10 feet away. We'll go stumbling back through the wreckage of what once was a wall.
And then we'll go, just to move a bit more center, we'll move right there, and then that'll be it.
Okay, good deal. Emilia, it is your turn with green on deck.
Okay. I am going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
It's technically 120 feet, but there's also no save or hit. So I assume I can still hit green, even though he's in front of me.
Yeah, because Magic Missile just hits, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 4 darts. So I'm going to do 2 on blue and 2 on green.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Let me find my D4s.
I love Magic Missile.
Okay, so for blue.
Okay.
5, 7 force damage.
7 on blue. Okay.
And green, 9 force damage.
9. Okay, I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
1, this is the first time you've cast Magic Missile. What does this look like as Emilia casts this spell? What's your own flavor of it?
Since she's shooting 2 and they're in different directions, she'll probably just like raise each of her hands in the directions and a very like posturing, like very proper sort of hand flick as they shoot off from the end of her fingertips in a little blast.
Okay, very cool. The next question is, how do you want to do this on green? That was enough damage.
Yippee! Yeah, she just sort of like, she sort of aims with blue and then she turns to look down at green and she's like, what this lady said, you're ruining her bar. And she pops him.
And as this dart hits him, he just falls over dead, stiff in place. And that's it. Green's out of the battle.
Woohoo. And I'll roll wild magic. It was a 4. We're good.
A 4. Okay. No wild magic for now.
And
anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That's it.
Okay, cool.
Unless I need to move for flanking for pink.
I think that's okay.
Okay. Then I'm good.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, he's a big dude. So you're on opposite sides of what he can see. Okay, because we're in a bar fight. Emilia, if you would, Please roll me a dex saving throw.
Okay. Six. That dice is
Ooh.
tired.
Okay, that's okay. Well, not entirely okay, but as you're fighting, as you do this very sort of eloquent blast off of these two magic missiles and put Green verbally in his place as well as physically, a tankard of mead smacks into the back of your head and sort of splashes over your shoulder a bit. And you do take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as some random patron has thrown this haphazardly across the tavern room.
She just sort of like, she's got like all wet now and she's like, A little upset.
A little upset. Didn't
Like,
didn't
that's not
plan on
gonna
the
come
mead
out
flying.
easy.
No, and it's not a high quality mead, unfortunately. It's definitely not juice. That being the case, it is now Green's turn, who is very dead. So it is now Kip's turn with Purple on deck.
I think Kip's going to stay put. I don't
Okay,
think he
is
can
Kip
move
gonna do
regardless.
anything. That's true. You don't want him to get all quaked. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so it will be Purple. Purple is still within the vicinity of the shockwave, right? Does he take more damage? Make another saving throw?
If he ends his turn there or the first time he is entering it.
Okay. Is it any sort of difficult terrain to move out of?
It is.
Okay. Let's see how much he would be able to recognize this. He rolled really poorly. I don't think he's going to understand that this is emanating from you. So he's not quite sure where it's coming from. He's going to try to run back across the bar here. And he ends about right there. But if I'm not mistaken, that's still... He's just outside of it. But that is 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the extent of his movement speed. So he is able to get out of it. But it's not difficult terrain or anything, right?
It is difficult terrain.
Never mind. He gets right here before he can't go any further. What is the save?
16 dexterity.
No, that's not going to do it. He fails.
6, 9, 12.
12 points on Purple.
And he falls prone again.
What does it look like as this tremor does him in? How do you want to do this?
So the earth is still shaking, and I think one of the planks... Is there a basement in this bar?
Actually, yes. There is, and you would see it now that the floor is falling apart.
I think one of the planks break, and as that plank breaks, he falls the wrong way, and he snaps his neck as he falls onto the basement floor.
Oh, dear gosh. Okay. That was very descriptive. Okay, I like it. He doesn't like it. I like it. So Purple meets a very untimely demise as he falls through the floor and breaks his neck. It is now Dasha's turn with Red on deck.
Oh, why is everyone throwing things and yelling? It was going to be such a fun evening, and now it's bloody. And as she's talking, she's just swiping at Pink.
Okay, roll to hit.
So she will move her vow of enmity over as she's talking to Pink, so she can roll with advantage.
Yeah, and you have flanking too,
is-
so I guess double advantage that doesn't exist. But
Awesome. I wish it did. 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
All right. So that is 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And the second one is a 17 on the die. And is 4 points of damage. So
How do you
she's
wanna do
slashing and
this?
slashing. Oh, yeah. As she sees a sweet spot for him to stumble, she just turns her halberd around and just like pokes him right in the middle of the slashes and watches him like keel over.
And he does, and he sort of falls into this table beside him and smashes through it, as you have poked just in the right place to do pink again.
And she'll turn to Emilia as she like swipes her halberd down to sling some of the blood off. I am Dasha.
I'm Emilia.
Oh, so nice to meet you.
I love
That
it.
is my turn.
Okay. Sort of this like conversation amidst the chaos. Like, hi, nice to meet you. How are you? Because we are in a bar fight. Ember, if you would. Roll me a dex saving throw.
9.
9. As you're sitting on the floor, sort of hunched around your companion, a wine bottle smashes into the back of your head. And you do take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Tremors is still up.
Okay. Yes. Let's see who's still alive here. Gone. You've got Red up with Ember on deck. Red has been really smashed up by Malin. Still pretty angry about it. He's going to chase Malin down, swiping at him with his axe the whole time. And as he goes to swing, a 13 does not hit, I don't think.
Tis not.
Okay, and he misses, and he runs up, and he's going to try to stay on Malin's case there. But that is the end of his turn. Ember, you are up with blue on deck.
Okay. With Ember having snapped out of it, I think you're going to feel those tremors stop and that light dims to nothing as that whatever was coming from her, that sickly green light goes away. And I think she's going to realize what she has done, and she's going to use a channel divinity to split within the 15 feet around her. She has 15 hit points that she can split within anybody or to anybody that's near her. Specifically, not the orcs, because the orcs try to kick her dog. Anybody else, though, that is within that 15 feet, she's going to give them a hit point back. Because it's only been one turn, so they're not dead yet, right? They're just bleeding on the ground, right?
Yeah. So they suddenly, a lot of the people around her that have been smashed sort of come back a quick breath. The keg that landed on someone's head, you see sort of like roll to the side as he's able to roll it off. You see two dwarves beside you sort of holding each other's collars, punching each other, and they both pause for a minute and go, huh. Then they go right back to punching each other as they suddenly felt briefly better, but the fight is still on.
Okay, but everybody that she hurt besides like orcs are okay now?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of chaos in here, but as far as you can tell, yeah.
So you will see as she channels divinity, she glows this sunshine yellow, and then it just little wisps of it go to these people that were hurt by those tremors. And she will use half of her movement to stand up. She's still awkwardly holding Kip. She hasn't let him go. So he's a big boy. So she can't pick him up. She's just kind of holding him like this. His front paws are just at the front. And looking around, can she see anyone else that is super bloodied? Anybody else that might be really hurt?
Roll a perception check for me, if you would. Because now that you're standing up, you can see a lot more of the bar.
That is an 18 plus 5.
Okay, it's really good. I would say you see other people in the state they're in. So you would see how Malin looks, you would see how Emilia looks, and you would see how Dasha looks. And I'll let them describe how they're sort of faring in the fight.
Dasha looks unbothered. She has definite cuts, but it doesn't look like I've slowed her down any.
Mal looks untouched.
Emilia looks wet from the mead that was thrown on her. Since you were behind the bar, you didn't see her take any damage, and she doesn't look bloody at all. She looks fine.
Okay. With those cuts being on Dasha, Ember looks like she, still holding Kip like this, looks like she goes to cast something and then pauses. And then watches. And that's it. As she does not cast a spell, and with that, that's my turn.
Okay. So not like a hold action sort of thing, like a hesitation of some sort.
Like she was going to cast it, and it's just like her mind went blank.
Okay. Okay. The tremors are still going on, are they not?
She dropped concentration on that and with the radiance, so tremors are not happening anymore.
Okay, no more tremors. Okay. With that, it is now Blue's turn with Malin on deck. Blue is running that way. Blue's gonna continue on towards Ember. And seeing Ember now sort of healing and maybe bringing somewhat of a bit of calm to the fight that he doesn't appreciate. He's gonna take a swing at Ember. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Dirty 20 does hit.
Okay, and that will be 10 points of slashing damage as this axe connects.
Okay. I think she would have turned around so it hit her back instead of hitting Kip.
Okay, that's fair. So she's standing there with like this giant wolfhound in her arms. That's like, okay. And she turns and takes this axe attack to the back then. Okay, and that is Blue's turn. Malin is up with Emilia on deck.
Cool. We will... Let's see. We will maneuver ourselves, always staying within melee of this guy. Around, so what is that, 5, 10, 15 feet of movement? Then we will Eldritch Blast twice again. I know both of them are at disadvantage.
Okay.
First one, 11.
11 does not hit.
Okay, we'll do it one more time. Does an 11 hit this time?
Also doesn't hit this time.
Man, I had hope.
It's worth asking.
I was hoping you'd change your mind. And that's it. I think that would be the turn as he just weaves both blasts.
Okay. Emilia, you're up with Kip on deck.
Okay. I'll do Sorceress Burst on Red. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. How does that work? And what does that look like?
Okay, so I cast Sorceress Energy toward a creature within range. I'll just do poison damage. That one's just at the top of the list. That is a nat 20 to hit.
That hits. That crit hits.
Oh.
That is not looking good for Red.
2. Okay. So that's 11. And then what do I do for a crit again?
Yeah, so what is the actual dice you roll for this one?
It is 2d8s.
2d8s. So you will take 16 automatically. That is the crit portion. And then the part you rolled. So it sounds like it's 16 plus 11. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you deal 27 damage to Red as you lash out with this. And how do you want to take him out? Because that's a lot of damage, way more than he had.
Well, now that she is not being pushed around and there's not people in her way, she'll like sort of stand up to her full height. She will throw her arm out that way again in a very like humph, and then throw out the sorceress energy.
Okay. And as it washes over Red, he kills over, he drops dead. And that is Red off the board. Down to one orc left who is not dropping the fight. And we're on to Kip. Well, actually, first, is there anything else you want to do with your turn, Emilia? Sorry.
Oh, no. That was a cantrip, so no wild magic.
Okay. Cool. Let's see who's up. Dasha, if you would, please roll me a dex saving throw.
19.
19 passes. You nimbly dodge a bottle of mead that comes flying at your head as the bar fight continues around you.
It's a waste.
And
All of this waste.
as Dasha comments on the waste of good alcohol around her, Kip, you're up with Dasha on deck.
I think Kip, seeing what Ember was going to do, would you say that that's kind of where he is since he was over here in her lap and she turned around? Where would you say exactly he is?
You turned him around to face away from the orc, so that sounds good, yeah.
I think he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Get right here.
Okay. Does he kind of run around?
If that's okay.
To avoid. Yeah, that's fine.
And he just boofs.
Okay, so he just runs out into the bar, barking.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to do with Kip's turn?
That's Kip's turn.
Okay. Dasha, you are up with Ember on deck.
Oh, I am just so annoyed. Look at this place. She'll move her vow of enmity and go towards blue. Let's see. You are very far away, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can get there. And she is annoyed. And as she swings back with her halberd, it has like kind of like little tiny firecrackers that go off around it. And she's going to cast Divine Smite.
Okay.
As a bonus action and take a swing at this guy. So that is a 21 to hit.
Definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okay. 15, 19, and 22 points of damage.
That is exactly what he had left. How does this look as you smite him to death?
Ugh. The firecrackers on the end of the halberd meet his chest and kind of sizzle into him as she just yanks her halberd back. Ugh. One hit. Yeah, not even the fight was fun. And she'll start just to walk away.
Okay.
That
so
was in character. As a player, the fight was very fun.
Okay. I appreciate the clarity. That's funny. So as you insult him again, essentially calling him a poor, boring combatant. And he's dead now, so how much of that he hears, who knows. You strike him down, and I would say at this point, the rabble rousing around you all starts to sort of die down a bit. You know, a bar fight can only last so long. These people are very drunk. They get tired very easily. And things sort of calm down around you a bit. And then you can sort of look around and take stock of the situation and see how you want to go from there.
Oh, what was his name? Malin, where did Rex go? He was the point of all this. Where is that little guy?
Can we look back into the same corner we saw him in before?
Yeah. And I won't even make a roll. He's just hanging out. He's sort of ducked down behind the table a little bit, but you see his little cobalt hand up on the table.
Oh, he's still here, just a little scared, understandably. But yeah, he's right here. And we'll move over to him. And
oh, go ahead.
Just help him pull him to his feet.
I'll point to the corner as Malin is helping him up. Emilia, I found him again. Oh, I am so good at this. Yeah, he's over there.
So, can you check secrets?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let me look.
No, you're good.
Roll me a sleight of hand check, please.
Okie dokie. Okay. That is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. I will allow anyone who wants to, with no context, to roll a perception check.
It was a natural 20.
Oh, dang
Okay.
it.
We had a 13.
13. Ember, what'd you get?
Oh, we can all do it. Okay.
Yeah, everyone.
15.
A 15. Okay. Only Dasha beat the dirty 20. And what you would see, Dasha, is it was a tough fight. And you're fairly certain Emilia got hit, but there's not too many signs of that kind of damage. Incredibly resilient.
I did cause 2 orcs to hit themselves.
Yeah, so he's right over there. I'd say clean yourself up, but maybe I should just do it myself. You look really nice.
Well, I did get something all over me.
Oh,
It'll come out in the wash.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a dog. She's immediately distracted when she sees there's a dog in the room.
And I'll walk over to Vrax and Malin.
Okay. Dasha, do you walk over to this strange dog that just appeared in the bar fight?
Yep. So she did her job. She found Vrax, and now it's puppy time.
And Ember, what are you doing?
I think Ember's just watching. Because bar fight, she's watching Dasha closely as Kip's still where he was.
Okay. Do you stay where you are behind the bar there?
I don't think she would move yet.
Okay. Are you just observing? Or are you trying to make yourself scarce? What's your demeanor?
With everything that just happened, I don't think she knows her demeanor.
Okay. So a bit of a state of shock, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And how is Kip?
I think Kip would just be, tails wagging, puppy, big puppy, mouth lolled open.
Okay. Okay. So, Malin, as you go to help Vrax up, he sort of takes your hand at first, and then he sort of pushes off and and dusts itself off, sort of pushing your hands away if you're trying to help him in any way. And he just begins to walk out towards the middle of the bar a little bit and just starts loudly talking in a very confident manner. Like, that's what they get for messing with Vrax. I appreciate you all, putting in a little bit of help, but I could have handled it. I heard someone screaming, though. I don't know what the hell that was. This area looks like hell over here. And he looks over Ember's way. Was that you screaming? Oh, okay. Must have been the wind. As clearly he doesn't believe you. And he walks a bit more out into the bar. You can tell he's very much at ease now that he feels like the threat has gone. So I noticed you all like to start fights. You're better than most of the people around here who get into them. Have you ever been in a bar fight before? You're all kind of standing around like it's a rest period. I hope you know that, the authorities are going to be on their way pretty soon. Real quiet bunch we got here.
We didn't start this. I didn't start this.
He looks at you. Yeah, he rolled high enough. You're standing in the epicenter of a giant, massive destruction around you. And he goes, You didn't start it. You didn't start any of that around you there? Look, I'm not trying to shame you. Just be honest. If you're a good fighter, you're a good fighter.
She takes one step to the left. No.
So like she's trying to play off that she didn't do any of that.
Yes.
Okay. And as you do that, Valia and Lai, who are in the shop, sort of peek their head around the corner of the wall, and they see you, and Valia's like, Ember, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. And they walk in and they start sort of looking around and seeing if they can tend to anyone who might be wounded in the area, because that is what they do. And as Vrax is in the center, sort of talking a bit, he goes, well, I mean, you guys, you want to see something cool for helping me out?
Yes, I did need to speak with you. And she'll walk back up to him.
Who are you?
Okay, one at a time. First of all, you can all speak to me in turn. Who am I? Is this your first day here?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that would make a lot of sense then. My name's Vrax. If you need anything in Ratius or in a small vicinity outside of it, you come to me. I'm very good at what I do. Did you come looking for something? Do you need to speak to me like one of the rest of these bozos here?
Ember will look at Valia.
Valia sort of gives you this look of like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. We didn't come for this Vrax character.
Does it look like she doesn't want Ember to say anything?
No, she looks very dismissive of him. Like he's just another big mouth.
Well, if you can make things or get things, how about medicine? Do you have any of that?
Yeah, I'm sure I could whip something up.
You whip it up, or you find somebody that can?
Well, you know what I mean. Whether I give it to you or it comes, you're getting it from me, right? So I get the credit.
And you're a healer.
I know a guy.
That's very... You three seem to know this person. Is that something that actually, is he good at that?
I wasn't paying attention. This dog is so cool. I would say it's like 7.5 hands. I've only seen so many dogs while I've been here, but this one's the most handsome. And his eyes, why are they different colors? I'm trying to figure out if one does something different than the other. And she's just like obsessing over this dog.
His name's Kip. I don't think his eyes do anything different, but he's a good boy. And she looks very nervous talking to you.
You're such a good boy. Such a good boy. Oh, it makes me want a dog. Maybe I should get a dog. Wait, what were we talking about? Brax, you said you had something to show us. What was going on?
As all this conversation is going on, Malin, you see your father walk over to you, and he sees that you're close to Vrax, and he goes, "Okay, you know what the deal is. We're here to put him in his place." And he sort of gives you this nod of, "Go ahead."
I just want to clarify. Let me double check it.
Okay.
What just happened? Just a little bit of a rough up, right? It's not anything else, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less making sure a lesson is learned.
And he will. Malin looks a little conflicted. Like there's a cute dog that he was just talking about not that long ago, but he is here for the job, so he's kind of looking in between. And puts his hand out at Vrax to just like to Merv, like, you first, you lead off.
Okay. And as you do that, Merv walks up to Vrax, doesn't say a single word, and he punches him right across the face. Very hard. Ember, go ahead.
Can we see, especially since Ember was talking to Dasha and Vrax, that this guy is going to punch the little kobold?
Things have quieted down. You see all these things that are happening right now.
Sanctuary on the kobold.
Cast Sanctuary on the kobold. Okay. What is your wisdom?
16.
Save again? 16. Mervyn rolled an 18 on the die. I don't think he would have a negative modifier. So the punch connects, but it looks like you cast it, right?
I'll throw out my hands and be like, whoa, wait, I need him.
Okay. As this punch connects, Ember, it looks like you cast Sanctuary?
It looks like she cast Sanctuary. She doesn't hide it.
Okay. And the punch still connects, and Emilia, you try to stop what's going on.
Yeah.
Mervian does not listen. He continues punching.
Can
a
I
couple
cast
good times.
Hold person?
Yes, you may certainly try. On
Merv.
Okay. That's also a save, isn't it?
It is. That is going to be a 16 wisdom save as well.
Okay. He reels back for another punch, and he stops. And he just holds his fist in the air like that. And it's like all movement for him ceases. And Vrax goes, whoa, 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 you just gonna let him punch me?
That's a tad bit mean, isn't it?
No, we're gonna kick you too. Throw out a kick at him.
Okay, roll to hit for me.
He is still Sanctuary.
He is still Sanctuary, so you gotta pass the wisdom save first.
I gotta pass the wisdom save first. Dirty 20 on the save.
Passes it. Yeah.
Now to kick him, which I understand will deal no damage, but a 17 to hit.
A 17 does hit. What is your melee damage? You said it's 0?
It's 0.
Okay. Well, it's a symbolic kick. You know? Yeah. It's a symbolic kick. So as you're wailing on him, and as Emilia's trying to stop this thing, And as Ember is also trying to stop and has stopped Merv, but this other person with Merv is now kicking him as well. Vrax is getting a bit desperate. And it's like, you got to help me. I just got rid of these orcs. Now these people are beating the hell out of me. I'll give you whatever you need. I got gold. I got zest. I found this cool little drop-looking stone I can give you.
I immediately look at him. I'm like, the tear?
He pauses after he's sort of flinching, about to get kicked again. Ember, if you would roll me a religion check.
That is a 16 plus 11 for a 27.
That is really high. The concept of that stone and hearing the word tear is familiar to you. And I will send you some notes on what you know about that.
Ooh.
But it's a familiar term, and you heard the description, and you heard a term used for it that you have heard before. And you also get this look from Valia suddenly and goes, Ember, that could help us.
And where did you find that? Can you please stop hitting him? And Kip is actually going to go over to you and start pulling on your robes at your waist level, trying to pull you back.
I don't think he fights back much. I think at a certain point of kicks that are not really hurting him, he feels pretty content. Like, all right, I'm sure Vrax understands. So then he'll stop kicking.
Okay.
Is that really necessary?
Well, it's just that he's a bad guy and just had to teach him a little bit of a lesson.
And what makes him a bad guy?
He does bad things.
And what
As
are
he's
the
looking
bad
at
things?
Merv.
And she is quite literally holding
Merv
her
is
hand at Merv.
Frozen. Yeah. And Merv is still held, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Just a lot of negative, hurtful things, and he's still looking at Merv.
And
Like,
what are the
bouncing
negative
between-
things?
Just the things that hurt. Just the things that hurt people. Those things. And now he knows not to do that again.
But you can't tell me what he's done?
I think he'll kind of like put his head down and just kind of like do like the conversational whisper, but just like, I'm gonna level with you. I don't know what he's done. I'm just here to do this, and then like I'm done.
And if someone lied to you about these negative things that he's done, what if you aren't the good guy in the situation?
Why would someone lie to us?
People lie all the time.
Well, truth or not, I think Vrax understands. Vrax, you understand now?
I don't know what the hell is going on. Well, y'all are having this existential moral quandary about right and wrong over me. I don't know. Am I free to go? Do you want this stone thing?
I grab his arm and I'm like, yes, I need it.
Are you going to punch me too? Everyone's grabbing me.
No. I just need the tear.
What do
Is
you
that what you
need
call
it for?
the tear?
My father's research. He's really, really good, but it's not going well. And if I bring him this tear, it will work.
She's going to look back at Valia. What kind of research?
Well, I'm not really supposed to talk about it. He's very particular about it. But it's very important.
In her head, she's going to talk to Kip. Research. Does the smell Is this familiar?
She's got an odd scent. Not like I would expect. I I have the same memories you have, and they're not good. I don't know what she's involved with, but I don't like it.
Is the scent similar?
I haven't smelled anything like this.
And I think Ember is just going to kind of watch you. And Kip is let go of Mal.
Mal is just reaching over and giving like head scratches to Kip as he's just standing there. Even when he was pulling at him to stop, he was after he was done, he was probably giving him little pets.
Is Ember still hold person?
It lasts for a minute, but if he goes for another punch, she's going to cast it again.
Okay, so we'll say it will have dropped by now. Hold person, you still hear the conversation around you, you just can't move. So, having heard that, Malin, if you would roll me a perception check.
Ooh. Man, 12.
Okay. You see in Mervin's eyes sort of like a 1,000-yard stare. Like he's suddenly, for just a moment, not present there with everyone else. And then in just a split second or so, he's back. And he turns to you and says, "We need that stone. Go with him."
He says that out loud.
He says that out loud, yes.
All right, Vrax, I guess we also want to see the cool stuff.
Emilia, were you going to say something?
I guess. I will ask Vrax and be like, so this stone thing, it has multiple uses, right?
Like, I don't know what it's used for. And if you want to take a look at it, you can. If you'd like to sit around here and get arrested and maybe hung before the Gid, you can do that as well. But I think we should be moving.
Okay.
And he starts to motion, and you hear the sound of heavy metal clanking and moving outside of the tavern. And Frax says again, a bit more hurried, "We got to get out of here. They'll be here in just a minute." They move quickly. They don't have a lot of tolerance for this kind of stuff. And he starts to move towards a door in the back corner.
Mal follows, like, please do show us your stones. Yeah.
Is anyone else? What's everyone else doing?
Amelia's following.
Okay, Dasha, Ember.
Yeah, Dasha turns around and she does a quick count of people in the bar. It's an even 50. I'd say it helped 50 people today. It's not bad, not bad. It was only 5 minutes. So productive. And she'll take a glass of mead with her as she follows.
Okay. And Ember.
Ember will give a look at Valia and then motion for Kip to follow her, and she'll follow the kobold.
Okay. And as you do, Valia will sort of meet your gaze and say, "Thank you, Ember. I'll find my way home. We'll reconnect."
She gives a little nod.
Okay. And you hear this metal clanking louder and louder as you move towards this back corner. And Malin, Mervyn will say to you, "I'll catch up with you." And he runs back towards the door of the tavern.
Okay. Yeah.
And as you're sort of following Vrax into this corner, he throws open this wooden door, and you see that it's more or less like the entrance to the cellar of the tavern. And there's like old kegs and wine racks and all kind of stuff in here, and a hatch on the floor. And if you would, as you're all moving that way, everyone roll me a perception check if you would.
Would you allow Ember to cast Hunter Sense on herself?
Yeah, sure.
15.
15.
6.
Oh,
6, okay.
1.
A 1, okay. Natural or? Okay, that's cool. That's fine.
14.
14. Okay, I will say Malin and Ember, you will see as you head off into this corner here. Right before you get into the room, the front doors of the tavern burst open. And these would appear to be some type of military or guard in very heavy plate metal, and these almost like a Roman style helmet with like the mohawk thing in the middle. I'm not quite sure what the right word is for that. Some sort of plume. They pour into the tavern there. And there's at least 6 to 8 of them. And you see Mervian sort of greet them head on. Malin, you've seen this tactic before. It's very much distraction, and you're very comfortable with sort of connecting back later. But Ember, you see these guards as well come in and confront this older man who you just stopped from punching Vrax. And heading into this cellar room, Vrax pulls open a hatch. It says, "Mind your step, watch your head." And does everyone follow into the cellar?
Yes.
Okay. And as you follow into the cellar, he closes the hatch behind you. It is pitch black, damp, and dark down there. And that is where we'll end tonight and pick up next time in a pitch black, damp, dark cellar.
Thank you so much for watching Session 1 of Ascension. If you're excited for Session 2, please click that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when it's posted. Please also check out our players' social media accounts. They're great folks and deserve your support. You can find the links in the description below. Until next time.